and welcome back to Time Travel is Possible. Today we are going to review some of the stuff that we have built in the last 2 months, and that's going to be the Lego Castle theme. So a lot of 80s castle stuff, some 90s, early 90s. Some of them are our creation from our minds, and some of them we stole some ideas. So let's start right here. I'm going to try to make this a quick video. Right here is all the accessories that we have. We have the crossbows, the archery bows, we have tons of spears. We have different shields here with the different tribes or armies on them. And as you can see, we have a lot of swords, axes, and over here we have the different money amounts. We have the coins. For some reason we have $100 cash bills. We have silver, some gems that we pulled out of the ground. There's dynamite that people can buy. And then here's a whole bunch of rubies on this cart here. And this ties into the marketplace. And what I do with everything is I organize it into one of these fisherman lure boxes. And you can see I have some of the remains of the oddball stuff. Here's another shield that we probably need to put in the marketplace. Let's start with the marketplace. I'll be doing it right here off to the left. Oh no, we lost somebody already. Alright, there we go. So, the marketplace, this is the peasant marketplace. And what we've done here is we got 2 entrances. One you can see here has the shields on them for the peasants. And then inside, once you're inside, there's a little path here. Here's a counter where they do business, and here's another counter where they do business. And then back here is like the storage area. They make a lot of money, so they have to store their money, and they have some odds and ends that they buy. Sort of like a pawn shop. Right here on the shields, you'll see the shields that are for sale, and we just pull those out of the boxes. And somebody comes in, wants to buy a certain shield with their army symbol on it. And then inside here is the jail, so people will get caught, and then they can also be sold back out to become one of the armies. And this comes off here, and then you just put that back on. So that's the marketplace is ran by, stay there with the camera. The marketplace is ran by the peasants. And so on this one, you have all the different peasants that are in the peasant village and in the marketplace. And you have different ranks for each of them based on their color, and you even have a scarecrow here that helps out, and you have one female peasant. And so they kind of sit in there. On the other side here, real quick, we have the different kings that are available for each army. And then we have a princess here, or a queen. And so that's the peasant. Oh, and then also in the peasant village, they sell and trade for horses. So we have all the different types of horses here. Pretty cool that we have the 2 monarch horses from the monarch set. I just had some extra ones there. So you can also rent a horse, buy a horse. And then here is the transportation for any prisoners that you're trying to bring to the peasant village. And then this one opens up here, and they can get on the ramp, and then you're inside, and that closes. And this thing rolls pretty fast, but you would take one of the prisoners from the peasant marketplace to the peasant village. Let's get this put back. You can just keep the camera right here on this. I'll put this back. And let's bring in the peasant village coming up next. It is kind of modeled off, but then I also put a lot of my own creation into it as far as the stuff that was available in the late 80s. So starting with this is the prison itself. the door swings open here. The door swings open right here, and then you can close that, and it kind of blends in. Nobody really knows it's there. So that's where you'd put the prisoners. Over here, you have a cave that nobody really knows about. So when people are coming to attack the peasant village, they usually hide out inside this cave, make their plan, and then attack. You have a little forest here that goes through it. You would obviously have guards up here. And then on the bridge, I do have the bridge that was part of that set. And then the 2 towers that go through. And then here is another door that's hidden, a secret door, and you can go in there. And then you can also go out the back side of it. But I really didn't have, and this is part of the model, but I didn't really have everything I needed to complete the set. So, but it looks pretty good on this big base plate. So let's get that out, and you can just look at this while we're moving around here. So let's go over this one piece real quick, and that is the blacksmith. So this is the blacksmith. I don't see him around right now. He's probably out. But he has a little fire here, and then he also has his workbench. He has this where he pounds out the swords that he's making, and he only has one sword right now that he puts here. And then so he makes these really unique individual swords. They're not common, and they're very custom, so people come and buy those. And then let's move into the armies real fast. You can come look over here. We have this very small army, the double axe army. I don't have a lot of them. And then you have these guys, which I've seen a lot of, and they have a lion on the front here. And they only have, they have 6 guys, and then they have their general here. And I used to have more, but I don't know where they've gone. And then moving into the other armies, you have the fish scale looking silver. They're all right here. You have the, I think these are the lions. Yeah, they're a little worn here. They're better in the back. And then here you have the double axe army emblems. And then here you just have the silver army. And this is known as Froggy's army. And they're the biggest army. So you have 4 armies here. 5 there, 6 there, and then you have the peasants, and that's sort of what creates the drama and the storyline. And then we'll move right into the castle, which is owned by the silver ones that I showed, and then also, stay there, is owned by what this guy's called King Froggy. And so he owns the castle. He walks around, orders everybody around, you know, loves the wine and whatever else there is. And then so looking on the front here of the castle, you have a couple flags. You have the 2 shields over the top right in the middle, representing the army that occupies it. You do have this, which closes up, and then I usually just slide these down to hold it in place. But you have that bridge. You don't have anything that drops down in here because it wasn't a very good design. But potentially I could put something here that slides down. And then you have the architecture with the brick and the painted walls. And then once you get in on the inside, and even out here on the side is pretty plain, but I'm using all the Lego castle bricks. And then once you're on the inside, you have the little decks that people can sit on. You have some axes in here. These hold different, the brown buckets hold the different spears. And then I have a very large prison in here. So I have 4 chambers that could even extend out a little bit further. And then that's where a lot of people are captured. If you back out, you'll see here in the corner, this is where I'm starting to build where the food is made, like the kitchen. The food is prepared. Right here comes out Froggy's table with, there's Ghosty. And then Froggy's table, when they want to have a party and they're celebrating, they can just bring it out, and then it has all the cups. You have the tier here above, and then you have a way out the back. So this really isn't a prison cell, but you have out the back here and then you go straight out the back. But in here, you hold a lot of the gold, a lot of the money, and then up here is the king's headquarters, and so he has a lot of the stuff like his food. He has a portrait of himself back there, and then he has his whole quarters right here. Now on the top, there's 2 cannons. So, and then on the top here, you have where the archers are. So you can have all that in place. And then if you go to the back side, this is what the back side looks like. It has a little more architecture to it than the sides. The sides are very plain. So I put a lot of detail in the front and back. And that's everything that we have for castles. I just wanted to go over that real quick before these start to get played with again. Whatever you guys remember of the castles back in the 80s and 90s, comment below. If you like what you see, and subscribe. We've been absent for about 2 months, and I just wanted to get this video out. So thanks once again for coming to Time Travel Is Possible, and I'll see you guys in the future.